What's up guys, Sean Doe here, and today I'm shooting another video on the questions that I've been getting from one of my subscribers, and that is, what is the best niche to get into? And of course, I publish in nonfiction. I've never done fiction, so I cannot really answer for fiction, but for nonfiction I've tried out a lot of different niches, so I think I have a good idea of what not the best niche, because of course every niche has its own pros and cons, and I can't really tell you this is the best niche, but I can really go into like the pros and cons of each niches for you to really decide what niche you want to get into and kind of build a brand around it. So starting with health, fitness, diet books, the pros is that it sells great on Kindle and it sells amazing on paperback. And surprisingly, it actually sells well on ACX as well. The con is though that these health and fitness diet books is very saturated, it's very competitive, so it's pretty hard to rank. It's not really recommended for beginners. Once you gain more experience with Kindle publishing, it might be something that you want to try, because my best-selling book in my lifetime was a diet book, and I made $5,000 the first month, and over the lifespan of the book it made over $30,000 in less than 1 year. Probably like in 6 months it made like $30,000. So diet books, if you can really hit it hard, it's an amazing niche to get into. Another con is that you need to find sub niches, meaning you need to kind of break down, if you're doing ketogenic diet, you have to find the sub niche of that. So like ketogenic diet for something like ketogenic diet for senior citizen or something like that. I'm just making stuff up, but my point is you have to break down the big niche into the sub niche to find some space that you can compete in. So the next one is cookbooks. So kind of like ketogenic diet too, but this is more on like the recipes, right? The pros is same as diet books. It sells great on Kindle, probably even more amazing on paperback, and very strong, especially in holiday seasons like Christmas and Black Friday and those stuff coming up. The con is it's shit on ACX. It's absolutely not gonna sell, especially if it's a recipe book, and it's very, very competitive, just like the diet book. So the same thing, you have to break it down into the sub niche and see if there's any space that you can compete in. So the next one is business, money, and investing. So the pros on this is it's great on Kindle, paperback, and ACX. So it sells very good, very steady. Of course, it's not as amazing on paperback as the diet books, but it's very steady on all three platforms. And it has great affiliate marketing potential on the back end. The reason why I say this is people who like business type books, investing, people who buy those, they are willing to spend money. They want to build a business. They know that you have to spend money in order to make money, right? They've been studying those kind of stuff. So if you build an email list, collect their email, pitch them onto a affiliate product that's related to the book that they bought, there's more, there's a potential, there's a good chance that they might be interested in buying those too. So they're open and spending money outside of Kindle. These customers likes to keep buying business books to keep on sharpening their knowledge, and are opening to buying product too. So the product part I just explained, but there's a repeat customer potential because it's a part of a personal development thing. If you start buying business books like me, I keep buying more books on the same topic. So the con is that I've noticed the more skeptical, negative customers with this niche. For example, if you put like bad quality book or kind of a wrong information in the book, you really got to make sure that you proofread your book and edit that out. Or I've noticed people are pretty quick in leaving negative reviews for like minor mistakes and errors, or simply just the information could be found on the internet type of negative reviews, right? And so you need to really make sure the facts are correct, because these customer base are more analytical as well, kind of like the programming niche that we're going to talk about right here. So the programming technical niche, so the pros is it's harder to make quality books on them, so that can be a con and a pro too. But in this case, the pro is that it's hard to make quality books on them. So if you can actually make good books on the topic, it'll set yourself apart from the competition, and it'll be harder to compete for other people and to beat your book out. It sells well on all 3 platforms, except for ACX it's hard to make books when it requires images like the coding and all that. So with the cons is many topics like coding, just like I said, requires pictures in the book, and those are really hard, expensive to make if you're outsourcing it. If you're using ghostwriters, they charge extra for images and pictures in the book, so it can get really, really expensive. The customer base are very analytical, so even more than the business niche, they are very analytical, and one little mistake in the book can get you a negative review, as well as simply just having a really crappy content, because it's hard to make these kind of books. Can get bad reviews on your book really, really fast, and it can really kill your book. So the next one is self-help. So the pro is repeat customer potential. So just like business, people who are into personal development typically keeps buying same types of book for life. I bought so many books on personal development, and it covers a lot of the same topic that I read, but I just keep buying them. It's just something that I enjoy reading. It also sells good on Kindle, so-so on paperback, although it will sell, but it's nothing amazing or anything. But it does sell great on ACX too. The broader topics you can cover makes it easier to build an email list. So with like diet books, for example, right? If you are making an email list, it's kind of hard to make like put paleo diet and ketogenic diet into one email list and just call it like a big weight loss email list, right? And then you email people on, one day you're emailing people on ketogenic diet tips, and then the next day you're emailing people on paleo diet tips. This probably will not work because many people only do one diet at a time, so you really have to focus on one diet. But with self-help, the good thing is a little more broad. So sometimes people want tips on like anxiety, how to fix anxiety, and those people might be interested in confidence, right? So you can publish different topic book that kind of fits into the same umbrella and build an email list. Makes it a little easier that way. Okay, so the next benefit is the more leeway on mistakes. So what I mean by this is many topic doesn't have a definitive right or wrong answer, and so people can interpret it the way they want. So like a good example is like how to be more confident, and then your book can have this kind of like unusual way of being more confident, right? But it's really something that I mean, it's not really a definitive right or wrong thing. So some people, for some people that can work for them maybe, and for some people it didn't work. But that doesn't mean that what the book taught is wrong, right? So there's a little leeway on the content that you can write. The cons is that it sells so-so on paperback, and from my experience, it doesn't really have that goldmine keywords that makes thousands like diet and cookbooks. All my self-help books that I've tried makes a good couple hundred a month, but never really like thousands a month like my diet books does. So with spirituality, the pros is that it's good on Kindle and sells well on ACX. It actually has a lot of affiliate products to promote, surprisingly. So if you check out like ClickBanks, there's spirituality niche products that you can promote that has good gravity score, meaning it sells really well. So there's potential in doing email marketing and promoting products in the back end. So compared to self-help, it's 10 times more lenient, or like has more leeway on writing vague content and still get positive reviews. So what I mean by this, just like I explained, it's really no definitive right or wrong type of information, especially with spirituality. It's really how you interpret the content. It's kind of like the horoscope effect, or like the personality types effect, is that you can read people and say something really, really vague and really broad that really applies to anyone, and that person is like, oh my god, that is me, that is so me, how did you know, right? So the same effect can apply in the book content. I'm not saying, I'm not saying that go and make a bunch of crappy book that writes a lot of broad stuff and you can get away with it with with spirituality. What I'm saying is that you probably can get away with decent quality books, although you shouldn't try and do that. But yeah, the customers are a little more accepting of the content, if that makes sense. And the repeat customer potential is also there for spirituality as well. So the con is that it has weak paperback. And another thing that I've experienced is I'm not really into spiritual stuff. So it was hard for me to get into the niche because I literally didn't understand what a lot of stuff meant. You know what I mean? Like meditation, yoga, those are easy, right? But when it gets to like the really technical, like magic stuff and stuff, I had no idea what it meant. So I had to do some, I had to spend a good few days doing, Google searches, really like reading articles and stuff, understanding what it meant to make a good outline to, order, like to use to, order my books on like e-reader solutions, and even knew if the content that my ghostwriter wrote was correct or not. I had no idea, right? So those are kind of the tricky part with spirituality. So it was a quick video, but that's pretty much it. That kind of explains what each niche is good at and bad at. If you have any other questions, if you want me to make any videos on anything, just let me know in the comments, and please like, comment, and subscribe if you like the video to show some support. I'm getting some haters. There's a group of the same people that keeps disliking all my videos. So if you can like my video and show some support, I would really appreciate it. And if you have, if you're new to Kindle publishing, my self-publishing blueprint is the course to follow right now to make $1,000 in Kindle publishing or more. So if you're interested in that, I'll put the link in the description, and I will talk to you in the next video.